everyone, welcome back to my channel. So a few months back I was looking through my portfolio where I have some watercolor works, and I came across this Dark Lady watercolor paint that I had done last year, and I actually have a video of it which I will be putting somewhere around this video right here. So I thought it would be really neat to go ahead and do a redraw of this watercolor piece, because if I remember correctly, the first piece that I did, or the first fan art that I did of Dark Lady, there was a lot of mistakes because I really didn't have a lot of materials that I actually needed for this watercolor paint, and it gave me the hardest time ever to be able to complete it. But for this little video I decided that I could include a little bit of the, shall we say, the drawing that I did before I went and passed it all to the watercolor paper. So it's something very rough, very fast. I knew that I didn't want to draw her full body again, so I thought maybe I could stop at her legs, which you're about to see. And in the drawing you just see me basically doing the basic shapes of the body, how everything is going to be laid out, where I want to put the ponytails and all that stuff before I actually go into doing more details. So at the beginning the face is like so much bigger than it actually is going to turn out to be. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the process. It's been a really long time since I've uploaded, my bad, but I guess you probably have guessed that I will not be keeping any sort of schedule with my uploads anymore. So I'm gonna be just uploading every now and then. Like I say, I want to be able to upload pieces that I actually felt like drawing, that I actually enjoy drawing, and not just putting out videos just because. So I'm almost done here in the first part, just putting the shapes for Dark Lady. Again, I didn't want to do a full body of her, so I decided that I would stop like around below her knees, and I actually changed her clothing. So in the original fan art that I did, I actually had a reference of how her clothing was, and I tried my best to give her the exact clothing that she comes with, basically more in the 90s anime and in the manga itself. But for this new redraw, I kind of want to give it a little bit of a twist, especially because my art style has changed a lot. Right now I'm in a point where I really enjoy drawing what I draw, and it's no more one of those, oh my god, I imagined this way but now it came out this other way. I actually enjoy the point where I am on my art right now. I think it is me at the moment. So yeah, I did some little butterfly wing in her back, which is really this satchel that she was carrying in the first one. And the reason why I said that the original was a complete mess was because, well, actually right now right here you see me, I'm gonna be using the same materials that I used for the original, which was my Shihan Watercolors. So my little Cutman, my cute little case, yeah, those are going out the window. I'm not going to be using those. I'm just going to stick it to my Shinhai, which was what I originally used for the first piece, which was really hard because I am so accustomed to using this skin tone for the comments. So I had a hard time coming up with the exact skin tone for her. But anyways, and going back to what I was going to say before, the original was very challenging because I remember that during that period I had ran out of masking tape. I didn't have any masking tape, and I didn't have any liquid masking either. So it was a complete mess when it came to the background. Funny enough, for this one, although I didn't run out of masking tape, my masking fluid actually dried up. So I was doing some changes to my desk, and I decided that I was going to pull out my masking liquid from my closet and just put it on my desk, where it's going to be in handy and right there when I needed it. Thing is that my desk is where the air conditioner is at. So I forgot that you need to keep the liquid masking in a dark, dry place where there's no sort of air on it, otherwise it will dry. And that's exactly what happened. It dried in the bottle, and I just it was so frustrating because I realized that right when I was starting to do the background on the drawing. So I decided to go ahead and do a wet on dry technique, which was going to allow me the freedom to go in with the watercolors and not going to, you know, the line art of the center drawing of the dark lady. It's a very neat technique because, like I said, it allows me to sort of, it's almost like I'm using market to paint, but at the same time it kind of doesn't have that organic look that a wet on wet will give you. So for the background, I went with the first one, which was a sort of cosmic looking background. It was a galaxy that was supposed to be in the first one, but on the second one is more of an abstract looking background with the watercolors. And let me tell you that I actually did 2 coats. So I went in one side and I waited for that to dry, and then I went again with another coat, and I did the same thing on the right side, which is what I'm watercoloring right now. After that, I did something that I usually don't do. In most of my watercolor paintings, I usually watercolor the skin before anything, and on this one I went backwards, which is I did the clothing before the skin, which could have turned quite disastrous because the Shihan watercolors are very when you put water on top of the already dry paint, it kind of reactivates a little bit. It doesn't reactivate like fully where you can just, you know, go ahead and rearrange the paint again, but it does sort of reactivate a little bit, especially because the Shihan watercolors have so much pigment in their paints. You actually don't need to use like a lot of paint with this set. If you notice, the tubes are quite small, but I usually don't even need to use, like I usually just put like a drop, like a little dot of paint, and that like completely lasts until I'm done with the painting. Yeah, I mean, they're really, really, really colorful, and I don't get to waste them, which is cool. But as you see here, I did her dress, or mostly all of her dress is black, which could have potentially backfired, because once I started watercoloring the skin, there was the little will the paint reactivate, will the paint not reactivate. I could even like get a smudge across the drawing or something. Luckily it didn't, and I am so grateful because I remember using a lot of black on this one. Like on this one I actually did use like a lot of black because I really wanted her clothing to be like this really dark. But anyways, yeah, I totally love drawing her again. It was a super fun experience. I'm not gonna lie though, in the beginning I didn't like much her face. I felt like her face was giving me sort of a smirky look, so I kind of erased it and had to redraw it again on the watercolor paper once I could pass the drawing from the printer paper to the watercolor paper. But yeah, also another thing that I wish I had done a little bit different with this watercolor piece was the undergarment under her dress, which is, you're about to see coming up, the blue sort of fabric under her black dress. Now that I think about it, and I actually do have the drawing right here next to me, I could have potentially done that as in a sort of galaxy way. Like, I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, I could so totally done like a galaxy. I didn't, sadly I didn't, but that's one of the things about drawing, I guess, for me, is that you do things one way and then you realize that you could have done something else, which I love it. I'm going to admit that one of my favorite parts for this paint was drawing the skin. So the skin gave me a little bit of trouble because I wasn't using my Comet watercolors, which I already know which colors to combine together. One, the skin tone that I really love using in all of my watercolor pieces, and for this one I didn't have that, so I kind of had to like guess, and it was a little bit hard in the beginning to get the right skin tone that I wanted. Like, for example, the blush that I put under her cheeks were really stronger than I thought, than I wanted, sorry. And so I did have to go back with some water to light that out a little bit. But overall, I really enjoy watercoloring her skin. I love watercoloring skin. That's all I'm gonna say. I just completely 100% love watercoloring the skin. For the ending, which is coming up, I did use, and you're even gonna see that on the screen, but I used my Gansai Tambi Starry colors. Is a set of 6 metallic gold colors, and I used that for the accent in the back. If you notice in the beginning of the drawing, I did have some butterflies behind her, which I wanted to use the gold metallic colors for that, so it will give a shine to it. So you are gonna see exactly how my set of the Starry colors look. In case you want to get your own, I actually got mine at let me see, where is I got mine at? Hobby Lobby. I got mine at Hobby Lobby actually early this year, so it was like a sort of New Year art haul that I did. But yeah, you're gonna see that coming up. Overall, I enjoy redrawing the piece. I love it how it came out. I think it is so much more different than the original, and I love both, okay? But just seeing how I had such a more of a anime, manga, universal style going on a year ago, rather than now when I have settled down on my own art style, I like this new piece so much more better than the old one, and I also hope that you guys will like it just as much as I did. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys enjoy the rest of the piece, and I hope you have liked the video. If you have, please don't forget to give me a like. Let me know in the comments below, which one do you like the best, this one or the old one? Don't forget to check the old video. I'm gonna put it somewhere around this video again. If not, go ahead and check the description box below, where you can get all of the list of the materials, as well as the other social medias where you can follow me. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I'll be catching you for the next one. Bye.